Well, yesterday turned out to be exactly what I said it was. A big old trap. It sucked a lot of people in, got everybody convinced of bearish sentiment, and then we're now sitting almost 10% higher than the lows of yesterday, which is a great spot to be heading into today's FOMC meeting. And what we do need to discuss is the potential of surprise interest rate decreases. There are some rumblings going through the space about this, and I want to talk about the likelihood of this, but we do also need to discuss something that took place over the last 12 hours that I know most people missed, and we do need to discuss a little bit of a curveball we got later yesterday. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, yesterday was, in fact, a bear trap. And guess what it did? It caught a lot of bears. A lot of people got stuck in this negative sentiment. You know, ADA was broken down below trend. People were saying it was going to fall. We're going to 50 cents. And then guess what? Right as that bearish sentiment took over and shorts pushed too far, we got liquidations to the upside. ADA surged from all the way down in this lower 64-cent range up to about 69 cents. So very close to a 10% surge. And what we're doing right now is we're kind of putzing around the top. We did have some profit taking that's taking place. And obviously today we do in fact have our FOMC meeting. And again, I'll talk about that more in just a moment. But what you did see is a nice solid green day for ADA, up about 2.5%. Today's candle for ADA still above our 20-day moving average, below our 50-day. Kind of a great spot for ADA to be, especially breaking through that 20-day, which tends to serve as a little bit of resistance for the ADA price. So we're in a great spot right now. And what we're seeing for BTC is it also be in a great spot. We're trying to, again, set a new local high here, trying to show a continuation of this trend that we've been on. And this would be a very positive thing for altcoins. Just to kind of show you guys what took place. Again, like we talked about, we had all this short interest trying to push ADA down, trying to create this negative sentiment, and then boop, liquidated, right? That's not the first time we've seen this happen. It's not surprising. I kept asking everybody what's changed from the weekend, and the answer was nothing. Nothing had changed. BTC, same thing, liquidations. Now, just to give you guys some context, we did in fact have an institutional outflow day yesterday. It was kind of smaller, about $50 million or so. And the good news is that BlackRock just keeps buying. So BlackRock did have a positive day. That's what you want to see. Now, today's FOMC meeting could bring some surprises. I'm not totally convinced of this yet, but right now, when we're actually looking at the likelihood of an interest rate decrease, it's only 3%. So right now, the odds are that we are going to stay the same in terms of rates. Next month, the odds are about 31%. So we're slowly but surely working towards these interest rate decreases. But now the question is the Fed's hand forced at all? Because what we actually saw take place overnight was China actually injecting tactical monetary stimulus ahead of this U.S. trade meeting. And what they did was they announced a raft of stimulus measures, including interest rate cuts and major liquidity injection as Beijing steps up efforts to soften the economic damage caused by the trade war with the U.S. So the question is now, is the U.S. forced to do the same thing? Kind of on the fence about that. I don't know. I'm not a fly on the wall in these meetings, but there are in fact rumblings around the space now of potential surprise interest rate decreases. And this may be a little bit of what caused some excitement in the market. So definitely something to monitor. If this doesn't take place, we may see some selling across the crypto market. Just be aware of that, right? We haven't seen, again, this huge push up in terms of long leverage, which is a great sign. Yes, there have been some longs open, but it's not the concentration that we have been dealing with. All right. So these could be sustainable pushes. We'll just have to watch or wait and be patient. Now, one thing that took place yesterday that I was not a big fan of was this news of India launching a missile attack on Pakistan. Now, again, this is against the Kashmir terrorist organization. They did hit some locations. What was it? 9 locations, something like that. There are some people that unfortunately lost their lives. And Pakistan is saying that there are some civilians that were injured. They're launching countermeasures. So this is something that we need to watch very closely because we know that the market has not reacted very well. In times of war in the past, I want to reference everybody back to Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Iran. I mean, there's been a lot of times that it's just caused, again, more of this uncertainty. It hasn't really led to much yet. Now, I will say that right about here or so is where we first got word of that strike. So the market didn't really care. It did drop, but then it just continued to rally. So we have to watch and see if we do in fact get some of this erased just because of this news surrounding India and Pakistan. And I'm not trying to just, gloss over it and paint this, nothing picture. It's definitely worth a discussion. We're talking about two countries with nuclear arms that are escalating measures, and that's not what we want to see. So hopefully they get everything figured out. Hopefully they can come to an agreement. It doesn't sound like India is really advanced or anything like that. So right now it's just kind of back and forth, keeping things pretty low level. That's a good sign. Now, what I will say here as well is actually a good sign for crypto in general is we are getting a bigger embrace around the world. So South Korean presidential frontrunner pledges to approve Bitcoin ETFs, which is a big deal. So this is South Korea's Democratic Party leader, Lee Jae-myung. I don't even know. Maybe I nailed that. Has reportedly become the latest presidential candidate to promise the approval of spot crypto exchange traded funds and other crypto friendly measures should he be elected. Now, this is also following what the current ruling party, the People's Power Party, is doing as well. They're also going to be allowing spot crypto ETFs. So you're starting to see this big worldwide embrace in crypto, this big push forward, this big adoption that will likely carry us to some pretty insane highs as time goes on. Now, understand that these are still long-term things. We're still just in the early days of institutional money, but it is broadening. We're starting to see this embrace worldwide. And frankly, this is something where ADA has a real opportunity to take some steps forward. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. What will this lead to? Are we going to get some surprises today? Does this trend that we're now seeing over these past few days continue? So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.